You might be wondering, what does all this have to do with spaghetti and meatballs? What are these books? Why does he have a safe? What's the Instapot there for? I'll answer all these questions in a second. These are my prized possessions. These are my mother's recipe books that she passed on to me before she passed. She gave them to me, not my sister, because she knew they would be useless in the hands of my sister. These include recipes that came down from her grandmother. I have recipes in here that came from my father's side. There's all kinds of recipes, but the one recipe that is the most important to me is my mother's sauce with meat recipe. It takes about 6 or 7 hours to cook the traditional way. So I wanted to see if there was a way I could make it using the Instant Pot. I know it's not gonna be as good, but if I can make a passable one that I can do relatively quickly, maybe it's an option for weeknight meals. So this will be my mother's sauce with meat done in the Instant Pot. So that recipe is so important to me. I keep it in the safe. You're looking. This index card has the authentic recipe passed down from my Italian mother, her Italian mother, for sauce with meat, not gravy. It's written right here on the card, sauce with meat. Now that's gonna cause a fight amongst a bunch of Italians on whether you call it sauce or gravy, that's up to you. We called it sauce with meat, so that's what I would go with. So let's get to cooking some sauce with meat. Set your Instant Pot to saute medium heat. Add enough extra virgin olive oil to cover the bottom of the pot. After about 5 minutes, add in 8 2-ounce homemade meatballs. If you don't know how to make homemade meatballs, I'll throw a link up in the top. Now we're gonna fry these till they're nice and golden brown. Turn them every so often. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes per side. Towards the end, I do what I like to call my lineup trick. Take the meatballs, stack them on their side, and line them up against the edge of the Instant Pot to get the edges all nice and crisp. Then give them a nice toss, and you're just about ready. We're gonna store these in the fridge because we're not gonna need them for a little while. First, we gotta cook the sausage. Time to add in 5 Italian sausages. We like to use the mild kind, and we're just gonna fry these until they're nice and golden brown again. Takes about 2 or 3 minutes aside, just like the meatballs did. These we can just set aside because they're gonna go right back in the Instant Pot in a second. Add in 2 tablespoons of minced garlic and mix it around till they're nice and brown. Now we're gonna add in 1 can of tomato paste. And you wanna mix this around and scrape the bottom to get all those little bits. Now this part's important. Only use San Marzano tomatoes. I use the peeled Plum tomatoes and I get them whole because it's better if you can crush them yourself. Now here's the trick. Grab the whole tomato and make sure it's submerged under the sauce. If you don't, you're gonna shoot tomato juice everywhere and it's gonna be a big mess. I like to do this step just because I feel you get a better texture to the sauce and you can crush them to a nice consistency. While we were crushing our tomatoes, we've been letting that tomato paste just simmer down in the Instant Pot, and now it's time to put in the sausage. Now take your crushed tomatoes and pour them right over the sausage. The next step is to season up our sauce. Give everything a stir to get it all nice incorporated, and we're just about ready to cook the sausage. We're doing this way because the sausage is going to cook at a different rate than the meatballs. If you cooked it all at once, you're going to have either overdone meatballs or underdone sausage. In the traditional recipe, the sausage goes in for 3 hours before the meatballs even go in the sauce. Don't worry if there's not a lot of steam that comes out when you release the pressure. Now it's time to add in the meatballs. All in all, this shaved about 5 hours off the traditional recipe, and it came out pretty damn good. It's not exactly like the traditional recipe, but this is definitely weeknight worthy. I even think my Nana would approve. The nice thing about this is it just gets better the longer you leave it in the Instant Pot on warm. Eat it with some pasta, or do like what I did when I was a kid. Just eat the meatballs out of a bowl with some Parmesan cheese. I love this stuff.
For more recipes and videos, visit dadgotthis.com. To be sure you don't miss anything, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the damn bell. I double dog dare you. Come on, you have to do it. It was a double dog dare. I mean, those are the rules.